is Monday, December 13th, 2021. We're at the end, final stretch of 2021. Weird to say. Um, Quite a year. But hi, it's me. Uh, what's going on, Chris? How are you? Hey, bud. I'm not sure where to take my broadcast if not Haps. I know at some point Ben and I will start podcasting and we'll be using the PC version of Haps, which hopefully will give us more control than this new mobile version. But for me, myself, Twitch or Instagram or YouTube. Yeah, well, that's the thing is that I don't know. I mean, I could try YouTube, I guess. I don't know if I can live stream on YouTube yet. I think you need a certain amount of people, but at least that's what I was told last time. But from my mobile phone, on a mobile device, it's very difficult to live stream. Uh, I mean, I could do Instagram or Twitter. Facebook, I don't have a lot of people added on Facebook purposefully. You can use a third-party app to stream to YouTube for mobile. But I want to bring my friends in and I don't know, maybe Instagram. I don't know. Like I haven't come up with any. I haven't really worked on any content or anything for like TikTok or anything. I think I'm up to like 450 uh followers, and you need at least 1,000 to unlock that on TikTok. Then maybe I could do TikTok live. But then again, I'm not like I don't know. Megan, hello, how are you? Fixing to go get my booster shot in a bit. All right, well, be careful. I wish you well. Um, yeah. How you be? I be all right. I'm doing okay. Oh, you're very welcome. Hey, I care, bud. I want to make sure you're okay. I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah. Um, no, I'm doing all right. I woke up today and I'm like, I want to go do something today, and I didn't know what to do because I don't really do anything much. So I'm like, what's there to do? Guess who I saw this past weekend? Who's that? um, ZZ Top. Wow, nice. Yeah, it's unfortunate what happened to Dusty. Was it Dusty that passed away recently? I want to say it was Dusty, but it's good to see they're still going. I always like them. I always like those guys. Um, how are you guys doing, by the way? Everything cool? If there was one obscure comic book hero or villain movie that you think deserves to be turned into a movie, who would it be? Anonymous Facebook user. Who dat? If there's one obscure concert was awesome. Good to see you. Hi, how are you? Everybody posting on Facebook. hello, please identify yourselves because I can't see who that is. It just says anonymous Facebook user. Um, I've been good lately. I've been feeling more myself lately. If you want to mean in a way. Um, tis me, sir. Good day. Oh, there, that's Stu. Well, with the obscure comic book question, I should have figured it was Stu. Stu comes out with a really good questions. How is one? Um, obscure comic book turned into a movie. I would say Blue Devil. I think DC is in a unique Bobby Shadow. Hello. DC Comics has a unique opportunity with their pantheon, with their collection of characters. Um, when you're doing something like the Justice League, it's very difficult to come out with like the Avengers type of movie because their characters are so interesting and like so disconnected in a way. Like even with all the lore of the big three, when you talk about Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, like it just doesn't fit like an Avengers movie fits. And I think one of DC Comics' strengths is that they have these individual kind of weird characters that they could just do a movie or even like I mean TV sure, but I think they could really do some decent movies. Get some interesting directors, take some chances. You don't have to do the Marvel formula. Um, but DC Comics has a character named Blue Devil that his whole origin story, the first maybe 10 issues, um, five, like 5 or 10 issues of of his run. It's just an interesting character that you could get to work. Um, Blue Devil is a character who's this guy. He's a stuntman. This is good stuff. Hi, Matt. It's Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. Um, Blue Devil was a guy named Dan Cassidy. He was a stuntman, and he was working on a movie called The Blue Devil. Um, he created this suit. Would you want it to be dark movie or mega action packed? It can be a little bit of both. It can be an action packed movie with some elements because it's about a devil. And that it can have like I personally am done with the gritty, dark and gritty movies. We don't need that. We need comic books. And I think that it could be funny and it could have some some horror-ish moments. Like it could be scary, like you don't not like necessarily jump scares or something like that, but it could be a fun movie that can affect you. It can make you feel certain emotions in certain scenes. Because the stunt guy creates this outfit of a blue devil, white horns, and he's got the pointy ears and an earring, and red eyes, and he's got this. He's got a trident and stuff like that. He made all the special effects and stuff that he can do, and he can be in the suit, and he can it made him able to jump around and lift stuff, and he put all these extra stuff in it to make it so that he could really do the thing practically. And when they were on this island, would you want it to be true to the comics, or would you add what you think would be ideal? Stay true to the comics, but I would leave that up to the director. Whatever, I would put a director on it that could create. It's kind of like a uh, Guillermo del Toro can add like a little creepiness to it. Um, but you like Guillermo del Toro is a good example of somebody who could do creepy and whimsical, like child fantasy, the childhood fantasy kind of thing that's a little bit scary, kind of like fairy tales are. They're stories for children, but you get a sense of wonder and you get a sense of like spooky, like a supernatural type of stuff. I think if not Guillermo del Toro, then someone in that vein could definitely do, or maybe Robert Rodriguez or something like that. I don't know. You could do something really special with that. Um, uh, like if Clive Barker wanted to do a comic book movie or so, I don't know, but uh, but I would basically hey Aaron, so what happens is the cast, the crew of this movie are on this weird island. The leading man and the leading lady go snooping in an area. Basically, the leading man is kind of an idiot, and he goes and he heads to this temple where that's part of their set. I don't know if they were scouting things out or if he was just being dumb leading man. Come on, I'll lead the way kind of thing. And what could go wrong? Come on, let's check this out. And he basically unlocks something in this temple where this actual demon that was in the temple escapes, and the demon starts to terrorize the set, terrorize all the cast and crew, and uh, typical movie fashion, typical comic book fashion, damsel in distress. Who's going to save the day? Well, Dan Cassidy happens to be in the suit, and he's the best chance of fighting this thing off. So the demon's like, "Oh, look, this little demon brother is coming to spend time with me." The big bad guy demon says, and the demon. And so Dan starts attacking, trying to fend it off so everybody can get away. And the demon's taking offense by this, saying, "Little demon brother, why are you doing this?" And so he ends up like somehow spraying this magical like breath weapon or something on him. And the somehow the end result is after through this, Dan saves the day, but he feels weird the next day, and he finds out that the suit that he had. Don't you love my questions? I do. Thank you. The suit that he has ends up bonding to his body. It ends up becoming like flesh and blood, where he's actually stuck in the suit now. It's like he can feel the skin of the suit. And he can feel that, and becomes like he becomes part or like combined with this thing to become the Blue Devil. He can't take the suit off. It's still got some mechanisms and stuff in it, but it's also like him as well. So it's kind of like a cyborg type of thing. Um, and and that's the beginning. That's the whole like first issue of it is him just becoming the Blue Devil, and then a few the further issues are he's known as the weirdness magnet. Like everywhere he goes, he just everything weird that happens is going to happen around him. That's just how it is. And so he's like, how do I live in the suit? How do I get the suit off? What are my options? And he's drawing attention from the wrong people. Um, so, I think you could tell a really interesting story like that. If somebody actually became a superhero, how would people react to that? If you're this, because he became like this, like 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall blue devil. Um, his voice is different. His bodies are different. Dan Cassidy's gone. And now it's this new thing that has to exist. And how do you do that? How do you manage? Plus the fact that he's wearing the suit that belongs. The other element of this, which is kind of funny, he's wearing the suit that belongs to a movie studio, and the movie studio finds out about this, and they're like, "We need you to take the suit off. Like you're in our property." And he's like, I can't take the suit off. So he's got legal ramifications, which is kind of funny. He's still dealing with the crew. Like he's got members of the crew that are helping him try to deal with this suit. And then weird things happen, and he goes to save the day because that's just the type of guy Dan is, and he has this ability where he ends up becoming a reluctant superhero. It's just funny. With sequels or spin-off and shows or origin spin-off for Blue Devil, that's a 3 picture deal right there. That's a fantastic 3 picture deal that you could do. Um, uh, I would do a trilogy, uh, live action, uh, major like actual motion picture theatrical release. Uh, and then after that, who knows? Maybe you could do a three picture deal and then turn it into a spin off, series or something like that on whatever the streaming service is or something like that. It just depends on the popularity. At the very least, you have a three picture deal that you could do. You have the origin story for the first movie, an original origin story. The second one is him trying to figure out what he can do, how he can do it. How can he exist? And the third movie could be um the big bad, or somebody he grabs the wrong attention. The third movie he grabs the attention of a major league villain or something like that, and um you know that's your climax of your movie, your big thing. Once I had a choir concert and we had to wear floor length gowns and the zipper got stuck and I couldn't move it up or down and I had to keep it on for 16 hours and cut it off. I had a panic. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Sorry to hear that. I had to wear it to Walmart and everyone stared at me because I was wearing a floor length black gown. Yeah, you're the weird one, right? You're wearing this nice floor length black gown and everyone at Walmart's like, this, look at this one. Best dressed person in Walmart, I bet. Silliness. Um, can I ask you to say no, it's not. It is absolutely not. No, I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to say that. I called it the ultimate chastity belt. It became a meme in my choir. It's really funny. Nice. That's cool. No, I'm not going to say that. Uh, um, that's an old one, by the way. Hey, can you say this word in this other language that means hello, I love you? No, it doesn't mean that. I've been on the internet for too long I know that. I know all of you. I know all the tricks. What else? But yeah, as far as the movie's concerned, you could do definitely some cool stuff with it. Interesting characters that you could at least get one good movie out of. Like, this is a weird thing. Um, you also have things like all the Elseworld stories. Like, so the Marvel comics is really good at continuity. DC Comics not very good at continuity. But that's the good thing about it. All these one shots and all these different takes, all the whole Elseworld line is probably the best, like most popular line from DC Comics, where it's just this alternate timeline type stuff. Was it Gotham by Gaslight, and all these different, what if Batman was in the prehistoric era? What if Batman was in, what if Superman was landed in Russia? Kal-El landed in Russia. You have the Red Sun thing. You have all these interesting stories that are cool takes, different different stories, different origins, different time periods of these characters that they should really capitalize on. So if it becomes a movie, you have to make a comedic chastity belt scene. um, believe me, you know what's a chastity belt? You know what can prevent you from getting laid? Turning 50, living in a van at 50. That's a pretty good uh, pretty good birth control right there. Um, So yeah, there you go. What's going on with you guys, by the way? Tell me a little bit about what's going on with everybody. And yeah, by all means, do ask me anything. I forgot the name of this broadcast. The reason why I say that is because the other day I was watching a video and it had somebody just somebody was taking random questions. Uh, that's the one thing that I'd like to do when Ben comes along, when we start getting back into podcasting, like to have Ben find a bunch of questions. Like we could do that for each other. Just grab a bunch of random questions and ask the other person these questions. That'd be kind of neat to do. I have therapy soon, had a bad weekend. I'm sorry to hear that. Health wise, or just like something happened to put you in a bad mood? Also, you okay from the tornadoes? Yes. Yeah. Where tornadoes tend to drop these days is about the central time zone area, like little Missouri, Alabama type action. Arkansas, it moved more east from like Texas, Oklahoma, that sort of thing. It sort of expanded and drifted a little bit east. Uh, the about the west half of Tennessee gets a lot of that type of weather now. And I guess that was the case with these tornadoes. That Tornado Alley is what they called it. Um, Dakotas and Oklahoma and Texas and that sort of stuff kind of drifted over a little bit. But yeah, the western 2/3 of Tennessee get the bad weather, and where I am in Knoxville, the most eastern third of Tennessee, we don't really get that kind of weather. So that's pretty fortunate. Sorry, I had a phone call. No problem. Both depressed about my body not working. Um, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I, Aaron, you and I are in two different situations. We have we're two completely different people, but we share a lot of commonality in that sense, where like it's a totally different story, but I absolutely feel I feel how you feel. Like I've been having the same problem as well, like with the with my heart problems, and like I'm starting to understand it. I'm starting to come to terms with what's going on with me right now, and just like, okay, there's nothing you can really do about it except what you can do about it. You can only control what you can control, which is how I eat and how like getting rest, and um, I get so scared. I had a almost had a panic attack the other day because I was getting so caught up in my head. It really gave me a scare to think of the fact that like I don't, and I say this a lot, I don't feel like I'm 49. I don't feel like I'm 50. But I look in the mirror and I see this, like my skin is just, my body's just different than it was 20 years ago, and I'm just looking at me thinking, I'm like, ugh, I'm just not, I'm not who I want to be anymore. Like I feel so different than who I was. But I guess I've always felt that way because I've always been taller than I felt like, and older than I felt like, and that sort of. So I mean, I've had that problem for a while, anyways. Like I don't see me the way that I feel. The body that you see is not the person that's inside. And I can do certain things like eat better and, like I said, rest, maybe get some exercise if I wanted to, take medication. Um, but yeah, and like I said, no matter what I do, no matter how much that you try to change things and fix things, you're just gonna get older. That's just gonna happen. And that sort of realization of like one day just not being that popped into my head, and it just scared the shit out of me. I'm like, no, I don't want to not be. I'm like, life is there's so much to life to enjoy. Why would I want that? Why would that be a good thing to just suddenly not be? Um, I think it was somebody's you're at least proactive. I'm so proud of you. Just don't eat food and fall on the floor and go to sleep. Yeah, eat food and don't fall on the floor. Uh, don't do that. Don't fall on the floor. Um, oh, what is it somebody said? I think it was on TV or was it a movie that I saw? Trying to remember the line. The guy said something, and the punchline was the guy number one says to guy number two, "Could you be something?" And I can't remember what the word was. But the guy's reaction to it was he leaned in and he says, "Just oh, bleak." He said something about being bleak. And he's like, "I can be bleak." He said, Do you know that? Did you know that one day there'll come a day where the person will think about you for the last time?" And I'm like, "Yikes!" When I thought of that, I'm like, "Yikes!" There's gonna be a day when somebody's gonna think about me for the last time. So, anyways, um, I can't help it. I keep fainting. I pulled an all nighter the other night. Whoa, felt that. Not 20 anymore. Yeah. Aaron, at least tell me, because I picture this for you, like for you, for Aaron, Aaron's brand. Tell me at least when you faint, you at least do the before you like. I want Aaron to be such a drama queen. That's Erin's brand to me is at least she does a, "Oh my, oh," and then faints. Like she can't pass out unless she does that. That's headcanon for me. Erin gets the vapors. Good day, hello. I think I encountered you once before. Well, if you have, welcome back. If you have not, I hope this is a good experience for you. I try to keep it on brand. I also try not to crack my head open. Phone is ringing. Okay, it's all right. Go ahead. You can live your life. I'll be here. I'll be around. Those damn vapors. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Just call out my name. What can't I ask you? Let's find out. Um, I usually am not big on talking about politics or religion or sports. Those aren't very good topics for me. I like speaking like I could talk about sports like as a general thing, a general concept. religion I can talk about as a general concept, and politics as well. But I don't talk specifically like I usually stay outside of the bubble, not within the bubble, if you know what that means. If you get me. But it's just it's entertaining for me to consider questions and answer questions as it is for folks to ask. So worst case scenario, you ask me a question. So I guess the real thing is you can ask me whatever question you want. It's just I may not answer it. So no harm. Got to go to therapy. Love you. You should make a 3231 Discord. I there is a 3231 Discord, and at some point I will post what that Discord is. But thank you. Have a good day at therapy and feel better. And I love you. Everyone that I met through Periscope, all the friends, all the people that I've met, I consider you family. So please be well in whatever you do, and you are loved. What irritates you the most lately? I'd have to say that because of the pandemic, because of things relating to the pandemic, labor shortage and vaccines and vaccine mandates and in part the political aspect of it as well. Like there's a lot of things going on right now that has just turned society sour. At least in my area, wherever my circle, my bubble, where I exist. It just seems like a lot of people are getting super frustrated and very angry and very um like it's causing a mood with a lot of people that everyone seems to project how they're feeling onto other people. Like it's the not this I don't mind people being selfish in a way because who's going to take care of you other than you? So I get that. I get that to a certain degree. I understand like if you're living your life. You're not living anybody else's life. You're experiencing what you experience. But I think that there's a certain amount of understanding that needs to come that there's a certain amount of self-awareness and also being aware of the people around you where there's a buffer there that doesn't exist where it did before. There should be a buffer there of okay, I'm having a bad day. I need to keep that away from other people. People are starting to drop down those barriers, drop that filter, drop that buffer, and they're starting to just lash out at other people over it. Yeah, and I understand that people are over it. I get it. I don't mind that someone's like I need to take care of me. I need to look out for me. This is what I want. This is how I feel. This is all that. I get that. And we're also in the age of social media, and we're an age of the live streaming like I'm doing right now, where I'm sharing myself with all of y'all. The only difference is that I'm doing it in a place that's mine, and you are welcome to come to where I am and talk to me about the things that are going on. Like I'm not broadcasting this on anybody else's channel. I'm not throwing this in anybody else's face. I am doing this thing, and you're coming in to start to talk with me. Um, I don't care what side you're on. We can all agree that we deserve better. We deserve better lives. Well, better lives, certainly. Um, I think that you are authentic. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Authenticity is very important. Um, like I work really hard for myself as a person that one of the most stable things about me, one of the things that you know what you get with my brand kind of thing, is that I try to be considerate. I try to I'm gonna do my thing, but I'm gonna do my thing within my space. And if anybody wants to join my space, to join my area, to talk with me, that I'm gonna be considerate and I'm not going to throw anything in anybody else's face. Like if you want my opinion, I'll give you my opinion, but I'm not just gonna blurt it out at every opportunity. I'm not gonna put my expectations and uh my perspective, what I want and what I need and what I think and all that stuff. I'm not gonna throw that on anybody else. But, I keep going back to the bubble thing. I'm gonna have my bubble, This is my world that I'm living in, and you're welcome to join me, and I'm not certainly not gonna push that on anybody else. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of people that need to do that. Like, I work I deliver pizzas, so I work in the food industry, and people want what they want. If someone orders a pizza, they want that pizza hot and fresh and delicious within a half hour, and that's just it. They don't consider the fact of how is the company doing? How are the employees doing? Like, is there a problem because of labor shortage and because of all these issues? Like, is there an issue at the store that maybe they're taking a little bit longer? If you're still getting your pizza hot and fresh, but it takes you an hour instead of a half hour to receive it, maybe there's a reason why. Maybe you should take a minute and just be like, instead of like, fuck you and fuck your company and fuck you personally who delivered my pizza, I'm going to complain to you about everything I don't like about your company. That person delivering your pizza, I'm going to give you a little inside tip. They don't give a shit about the company. They don't give a shit about the customer. They don't like, it's not important to me as a person to hear everything that you have to say and don't like about everything or anything really. Like, that's because I'm wearing the uniform doesn't mean that I am the person that you complain to about everything that you don't like and how dissatisfied you are. I don't really give a shit. I punch in and I'm doing my job to the best of my ability, which is something that not a lot of drivers, not a lot of people in food industry, or actually not a lot of people, there are people out there that don't try to be the best they can and do the best they can within their allotted time. I'm one of the people that is. I try to, and that's the thing that irritates me the most is just like I'm trying to do my thing, and if you're having a bad day, I'm sorry. It's not like I'm not sympathetic, but keep your shit to yourself. And like, unless we're having a conversation, and I ask you, please, tell me the things that are wrong. If something's wrong, please tell me what's wrong. If I don't ask you what's wrong, it's because I don't really care to know. I'm going through my own shit right now, kind of thing. I think that way, like maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe a cook didn't show up. Maybe someone called and said, exactly. And to consider something like that, to be considerate in that way and say, is everything all right? That's the thing that I would ask. Like if somebody delivers a pizza an hour later, I'd be like, so are you guys running behind? Are you guys busy? I wouldn't be like, I'm not happy with this, and this does not please me that I'm receiving my food half an hour, 45 minutes longer there, that's taking long. It's just like, you try to see something from another person's perspective. It's very easy for me to answer that. If someone's like, "Is everything okay at the shop? Is there a reason why this is taking so long?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, there's only one person making the pizzas, and only one person delivering the pizzas. We can't answer the phone because the one person that's delivering pizzas is delivering constantly and is never in the store, and the other person that is in the store is helping people at the counter when they come in, is making the pizzas, is cutting the pizzas and boxing it up and stickering, like they're doing a lot of shit. And it's like it's there's a lot of work for just two people to do in one day. When five people, within an hour, five people can order five pizzas. We can't just make 30 pizzas. Can't they don't, they can't just like appear magically. We have to make them. I'm like, it's a process. And if everybody keeps ordering stuff, it's just going to take a while for us to get to that stuff. It's not that we don't want to do it. That's the reason why the pizza place exists, because we want to serve people their pizzas. It's just going to take a little while to do it. We're not like, "Oh, good, we got their money and we don't care about giving you pizza." No, we're trying. We're trying. Let's just be patient. And one of the first things that I've ended up saying as I'm delivering pizzas, "I appreciate your patience. Here you are, hot and fresh." That we try to do that. So I don't ask for a manager for bad service. I ask for a manager when I get good service. And that's fantastic too. I would also say that in a lot of cases, um, I want hand kneaded dough. You want elbows on dough. Uh, and there are a lot of people that take it in a totally different direction and are like, listen, I my kids are hungry. It's my job like they're saying this to me. It's my job as a parent to feed my children. So when I order pizza, I want the pizza delivered. My kids are hungry. And just like getting me involved in their personal lives and telling me about what a good person they are because they're trying so hard to feed their kids. I'm like, you know what? It's pizza. Don't you have a fridge? I live in a van for crying out loud. I have like a cooler that holds my medication. I don't even have a fridge. So I'm like, if you have a fridge and you have food, feed your kids. Go to a grocery store, make them a sandwich. There are ways that you can feed your children that don't involve me. It's not my responsibility to deliver pizza to your children, or else they're gonna die. If that's the case, if me delivering your pizza an hour and 45 minutes instead of a half an hour is gonna make your kids suffer from starvation, you have a bigger problem than me delivering your pizza like half an hour later than I normally do. They can eat the crust. Yeah, like just put some food in your fridge. Breastfeed until they're teenagers. No, 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 no. Yeah, it's like it's if you're yelling at the person that delivers your pizza that you wanted your pizza a half an hour later than they should, like you have much bigger problems than who delivers your pizza at what time. So I'm like I'm not saying I'm not sympathetic. Like I get people are having a bad day. People are having people are having a tough time right now. Everyone's having a tough time, and I get it. And I feel bad about it. And I wish everybody could, I wish life could be a little bit better instead of a little bit worse as it seems to get now, year after year. The past few years have been shitty. Next time, start crying. No, no. I don't want to hurt anybody else. That's the whole gimmick. That's the whole deal with me is I want to be as happy as possible for as long as possible. Um like I don't it doesn't make me happy to make other people miserable. It doesn't make me happy to make other people sad. Like, I don't get off. I'm not one of those people that can roast somebody or that can prank somebody or that can, um, like, I don't think bad thoughts about folks. I'm not mean to people. That's not something that I do. I genuinely want to spend as much of my life as possible loving people and trying to treat people well. Like that sort of thing. It ain't easy being white. I mean, uh, that's a loaded statement right there. Um, uh, I'll address that as a matter of fact. I am 49 years old. I'm an overweight white man. Uh, like I'm the enemy for a lot of people. Just because I'm white, I don't know what it's like to struggle. Because I'm white, I don't have, like life just happens to me and it's super easy. Uh, because I'm white, I'm a racist. Because I'm a man, I don't understand what women feel and how women feel. Um, like everything like I said, everything comes to me easy. Uh, and who am I to say anything about somebody else of a different gender, of a different uh walk of life at all? So, Tev, hello, sir. How are you, my friend? Yeah, I'm seen as the enemy to a lot of people. And anytime that I think of anything romantic, I'm a creep. Like a 49, 50-year-old man should not think of should not think of women as attractive because that's creepy. Should not think of, should not like white devil, exactly. Um, I'm not supposed to have any opinion on any other, uh, like I said, any other race, any other religion, like any, like I'm just not. Um, which is just that's I'm that's the reason why I'm by myself. That's the reason why I don't interact with people. You're spot on. Say sorry. Um, that's one of the reasons that I have such a hard time is that I try not to involve myself in other people's affairs and interact with people because like I have you may not understand how this feels. I feel like this world is not for me anymore. The music isn't my music. What's on television is not the way that TV is not meant for me. The things that are important to people, uh, and the way that everybody's attitude is, and the way that everyone's like the world is changing so much. I just don't feel a part of it anymore, and it's made me draw into myself. It's made, like I said, I live in a van. I'm by myself. I barely broadcast. I'm all right. Trying to maintain. Good. That's important to me, brother. Um, I've actually considered like 3 years ago. I was at a point in my life where I considered suicide. Like my girlfriend had passed away. I was by myself. Uh, like I said, I didn't feel a part of the world. I didn't know what life was for. Um, and I actually checked myself into a 72-hour facility. Um, because part of me wanted to die. I didn't see a reason for me to be on this earth. But something in my head said, life is fantastic. I don't want to die. I just don't know how to live. And so, like, as a last resort, I ended up checking into a place and getting the therapy that I needed, and talking to the right people, and turn me around. Where it's like, I need to find something. There's something wrong that I need to look into. And I hate anybody that's in that position. Hey, friend, my phone keeps ringing. Keep making the world a better place. I appreciate you. Be safe. All right, Megan. Thank you. Love you very much. I appreciate you too. Um, but yeah, I would be too embarrassed to kill myself. Um, there was a point, like I said, me just being by myself. Like I don't. The one of the things was I don't. I wanted to figure out a way that I could remove myself without causing anybody else any pain, without being an inconvenience to anybody else. Like that's what I felt like. I've always had a problem with self-esteem. I've always had a problem with. There was a time where this is the type of person I am. I called myself a piece of shit. I thought of myself a piece of shit. I wasn't my biggest fan. I knew too much about my faults, and I hated the way that I was. And I thought, maybe I could drive my van someplace, figure out a way to do it so that I could kill myself and roll into a ditch, and then that's it. No one would have to worry about me. There wouldn't be anything left behind that someone needs to fix or that someone needs to clear out. I don't want to be I don't want to be just a body in somebody's driveway that they or something like that that they need to clean up, like that sort of thing. So, um, yeah. So white plight. I don't think it has anything to do with race. It's just my experience as an individual. There's so many factors. I am not the color of my skin. Same as nobody else is simply the color of their skin. So I don't think it has anything to do with just I because I'm a white guy. But there's a lot more to me than that. So, but it kind of does. That's the interesting part. I don't see it. I don't get that. But you're entitled to your opinion. Whatever. I don't know if you're trying to troll or if you're being legit, but you're entitled to your opinion. I'm more focused on, like I said, what good I can do. What like I don't want to jump in anybody's path and try to change their life. Um, I just I just want to be chill and have other people chill around me. And you're talking about what irritates me, and I was mentioning what irritates. I got my issue, man. I was trying to be there, but you stay to yourself. Man, I was trying to be there. What do you mean by that, Tev? I have the sun's coming down on my knee, and it's like burning my knee up. Hold on 1 second. I gotta figure out a fix for that. Get the sun off my knee. So it's it's I still feel like this is not my world. This world is not meant for me anymore. This is a world that revolves around younger folks than what I am. I may feel a certain way, but the reality of the situation is that I'm not a 20-year-old man. I'm not a 30-year-old man. I may have things that I would like to do with my life, but I feel in a lot of ways that it's a time for me to like. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm not trying to figure out a career for the rest of my life because honestly, I don't know what the rest of my life is or how long it's going to be. I just want to stay out of everybody's way and just be cool and surround myself with people who are cool. That's about the extent of it. All that you've been speaking of resonates. All right, good. I'm glad. Do you know what I like about you? The fact that you have not yet given up your right to have an opinion. It's about the only thing I got left. You know, if you are alive, if you are a living being, you have a perspective, and you look at the world from your perspective. That's all you can do. You take in data, and you formulate what the world is. That's your perception of the world based on the information you receive. When new information comes, you add that into the equation, your perception changes. It's just the way that it is. So, like, everybody has a perspective, everybody has a point of view. There's no right or wrong necessarily, it's just the way that you see the world through whatever filters you see the world through. There are a lot of people that the difference between that is how you see the world and how you interact with the world. Because there is plenty of information out there to take in and to acknowledge. And a lot of people don't take in certain information. Like they just block it out. They refuse to believe. They refuse to see. And that's where the crime comes in. Many people don't even consider that there are other perspectives. Well, that's what I'm saying. Text is a bit arduous. We could speak it. Yeah, that's true. When you refuse to receive information to help see the world as it is, other perspectives are the same thing. Yeah. Yep. Um, that's where the crime is. If you are a certain person that has been told that people of another color, people of another gender, whatever, racism, sexism, however you call it, is wrong, and that one way is right, and then at some point or another, you're going to interact with people of another gender, people of another race, whatever you want to call it. You're going to interact with information that's going to contradict the thing that you've been told your whole life, And if you just refuse to receive that new information and stick with the old information that you see that may be wrong, that may be incorrect, if you don't work that through and you just stick to that old data, that's wrong. That's where the crime is. That's where the mistake is. So where I am right now, I'm cool that we can all connect together like that. Exactly. That's the only way that you're gonna get a perspective. If you the way I see it is if you are like it's going from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions. This is a three-dimensional world. If you only see things from one perspective, from one angle, so the world's going to seem like a two-dimensional world. Things are the way they are, and things aren't the way they aren't, and then that's it. You don't really get to see the whole picture until you change your perspective, until you get another angle. And that could be you physically moving around and seeing the things as they are. It could be you receiving information like kind of like the flat earthers. The way that the flat earthers are is they say that the world is flat and that's it. They receive a particular piece of information and they say this is it, and I refuse to believe any other perspective. I refuse to receive any other data. I refuse to process anything else. When people are trying to tell you, no, look at it from this angle, and you're like, no, this is the way that it is. I'm not listening to you. I'm not receiving that. Then that's wrong. We are like street users. Yeah. So like, I don't want to be that person. I try very hard to be more than that, better than that. That's the reason why I don't get mad at people coming in and trolling. I want to understand them. The people, there's been folks on here, my friends, my family, everybody on my live streaming family, everybody that's come in get more angry at trolls because when trolls attack me than I get. I'm not necessarily mad. Sometimes I get a little irritated after a while. If someone comes in and they're being mean to me, I'm like, please don't be that way. I give them an opportunity. I talk to them. I'm like, please, can I ask the reason why you're acting this way? I want to understand you. I want to understand the reason why you act the way you act. Can we talk? And they're not interested in that. And it's like that. Everybody's like, Matt, don't feed the trolls. Don't entertain them. You're just giving them the attention they want. I'm like, I want to give people what they want. If someone comes in and they want attention, I'll give you attention. Like, I have no problem with it. I'm aggressive sometimes, but I'm patient and pick brains. Um, because that's the type of person that I am. If someone gets irritated with me because I feed the trolls, I apologize, but that's just the way that I am. I'm like, I want to understand you. I want to get to know there's a person in there. Like you have a life, you have a history, you have things that you enjoy and you don't enjoy. I'm like, well, I want to understand you. I want to get some sort of a connection. Who else is typing? Um, right now it's you, me, and Tev. We got 13 people here, but I'm not sure who else is actually in the room currently. So yeah, like I try to connect with people. I'm like, maybe we can't be friends. It'd be nice if we could be friends. I would love to be friends with everybody, but I understand that that's not like a, a that's not realistic. But at least try to be a good troll model. Nice. Yeah, but um, I want to give somebody more of an opportunity. Who do you know? Who do you know that says such? As far as saying what? As far as getting irritated with me because I feed the trolls? Well, I mean, like, Jenna has. I can think of one time where Jenna was like laying down the band hammer. I give my friends, I give my regulars, my family on here, an opportunity to moderate as well. You are quick to answer and blunt. That's admirable. Thank you. Uh, I'm always looking for connection. What are you nerdy about? Hey, Vegan Doe, how are you? What am I nerdy about? Good question. Uh, I like making a connection. I like finding what people like. I like being nerdy about being nerdy. That could be movies, that could be TV, things on TV, superhero stuff, comic books, sci-fi, pro wrestling, music. Um, I watch YouTube videos of different stuff that I enjoy. Um, I used to be into so much stuff, and I've just been kind of. But you don't trust people? I mean, I do. It's obvious that you try. Thank you. Doing good. You? I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. I feel this makes me feel really good to connect with people. That's what I like. That connection. Your music taste looks good. I like a lot of '80s stuff. Anything from '75 to '95. A lot of the radio rock stuff. Um, I mean, I don't have like Hall and Oates or Duran Duran or Rick Springfield or Kenny Loggins or anything like that. I'm Chicago and stuff like that, but Little River Band. There's a lot of stuff that I like, but it's like '75 to '95. All the popular radio stuff. Um, I have a Spotify that has like I think it has like 4 days worth of music. Like so much. I picked so much music from like the '70s and '80s and stuff like that. Only you speaks. Um, uh, what does your name mean? Why do you pick 3231 is hold on, don't yeah, I was about to crash. 3231 is a clever spelling of 3231. Deuteronomy 32:31 for their rock is not like our rock, let even the enemies be judges. Um, it's a something that I found. I used to be in a band called the Kings of Awesome, and I wanted something of like a mantra, something for me to hold on to that speaks of me and my perspective. And it was basically, for their rock is not like our rock. To me means besides the biblical meaning of it. Um, to me, it means what I have is special. My perspective, and me as a person, who I am, is special to like different, and the things that I create, the things that I bring to the world, um, are special and different from what other people do, and let everybody see what I have to offer and make it form their own opinions. Let them be judges. Let everybody see for themselves that what we have is good. Like it's not special as in it's better. It's not special as in like there aren't other people that feel the same way and what I have is like unique. But the combination of everything kind of is unique and certainly not something that you find every day where someone like how many people do you can you actually say in your life um, actually look at you, not know who you are, and be like, hey, I love you and I want you to be happy. That's important to me. I want you to feel good. I want to have a nice conversation with you. Like, how many people on the internet do you connect with that actually are like that? That you could like come in and ask whatever question, and they'll be like, "Hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day," and genuinely mean it. And like that's so the music that I make, the art that I make, the whatever content I provide with everything is something that's I think is special. And you can come in and see for yourself. I want to be that type of person where I'm going to let you judge for yourself if what I have is awesome. If you like it, you want to stick around, really cool. I've had a lot of people do that. If you don't like what I'm offering, no problem. Judge for yourself. It's not up to me to tell you. It's up to you to think of it and hang out or don't. So that's what 3231 means is for their rock, for our rock is different from their rock. And I liked it at the time because I was in a rock band and I'm like, for our rock. It was very metal. I'm trying to hate it. You're welcome to try. If you don't if the things that I offer as a person don't appeal to you and you don't like it, that's more about you than it is me. So thank you for answering. You're very welcome. If you really hate people that are polite and considerate and want and cheer you on without even knowing you, like really want you to live your best life and be happy and be loved. If you hate that, that's you, man. You are holding on for dear life to that hate. I'm not polite. I respectfully disagree. I'm polite, and if you don't think so, go fuck yourself. Is that better? I think that works. That works out pretty good. I'm the most humble. I am way more humble than you are. Come on now. I am like, I am super humble. I'm like mega, mega humble. Imagine, imagine indeed. The most interesting thing lately for me is there was a time where I really wanted to change the world. I wanted to do something that could really, I wanted to leave something behind in my life that was significant. And there just came a time where I'm like, you know what, that's not important. The big picture, the big thing, the whole, legacy thing. Um, I came coming to the realization you're changing the world. Well, that's the thing is that it's not the big moves. I'm not looking for the big moves. The big moves aren't important. Um, it's little ways. It's like I've affected somebody's life in a way by feeding the purposes. What? Feeding the purposes that you stand by. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I think I know what you mean. Being who I am and sticking to my guns, and you know, maintaining who I am as an individual, trying to be they said authentic, that sort of thing. Yeah, you don't back down. I think that I may not have I may not have altered the axis of the world, but I might have altered somebody's perspective. And when you think about it, that's everything. Reality is based on perception. It's one of the things that blew my mind when somebody said that to me for the first time. When I was a teenager, my brother said, "Perception is based on reality, or reality is based on perception," which is the absolute truth. If you are an ant, the world from the ant's perspective is very limited. But if you suddenly are a human being, they have a very different perspective than an ant. Like, it's not. Was your perspective altered often? Sure, absolutely. I've come to understand the world as being very different than I thought it was. Um, and that kind of messed me up in a lot of ways as well. It's one of the things that I've talked about on my broadcast and stuff like that is the idea of you see the world when you're a child as being this certain thing. You're given, like I said, you're given data from the start, from the moment that you're born, even before you're born, technically. But like, take the best example would be Santa Claus, and which is something that just blew my mind growing up, and it freaked me out to be a child and be told that Santa exists. Santa is that's such an interesting A lot of people hear that and they think it's funny and they think it's kinda dumb, but no, for real though. You are told that this being exists that makes toys and travels the world. It's such an old concept because I mean, how you could you're told basically by these people that are like, "Welcome to this world. I am here to protect you and make and love you and make sure that no harm comes to you and make and just show you all the wonder and everything there is in the world. By the way, there's this fat dude in a red suit that makes toys and travels the world on December 25th, comes down a chimney and all that stuff." Um, yeah, like this huge fucking like bogus lie. Like you think that's the way that really happens, and like that's a lesson to learn when you're it watches you exactly, knows when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake. Yikes. Um, but this whole fantasy that's created on Jesus' birthday, yeah, it's like it's so, and that's another one that like to be told this. That's a lesson that you learn in life, which is you are told even by the people that you have to trust that um these people that you uh trust with your life are lying to you immediately. Like you're given lies immediately. And it's like that's kind of a lesson uh to learn when you're growing up. That's a fucked up lesson to learn, but it exists that like even the people that you uh count on to exist will lie to you. And they'll say, "Well, it's to give you magic." It's like, no, it's like there's no reason whatsoever to push the whole Santa narrative. It's like the morbid lullabies. Right. Or got your nose. Yeah. Like that's some fucked up things to learn when you're a kid. But you're told these certain things and what who's and like I was born Catholic, so I was told that all these things happen, and you go to church because you want to be saved, because you want to go to heaven, you don't want to go to hell. So there are more things that can end up being such like if you're a child and you're growing up in a certain family, like there is stuff that is built into the core of your system, like your core programming, your core operating system. I always think of people as computers. Brains are just jelly computers. So there are things built into your system that you are told and told and told and told is the way that life is until there comes a point in time where you just see things from a different perspective and you're like, hold on, wait a minute, step on a crack, break your brother's back. That's probably a main reason I don't practice such. Yeah. Like, I don't like talking specifically about religion because there are people that believe a specific thing about religion. They believe that things are a certain way, and I believe that things are a different way, and I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to tell somebody they're wrong. That's something for them to find out on their own if they're wrong or not. And they believe what they believe, and that's something that's helping them through their life is the thing that they believe. So I don't really like talking about religion specifically, but conditioned exactly. But there are I have my perspective is a certain perspective where I've come to realize that there is a business that's being run where people are trying to make money and people are trying to condition people to believe a certain thing so that they will be compliant, so that they will behave, so that they won't go thinking radical ideas and radical things and creating panic and upending society and doing things or at the very least doing things that they don't want done in the world. There are people. There's a business being run here, and whether that business is politics or whether that business is religion or what have you, that there are people that want to make sure that you believe what they want you to believe, and that you give the money so that they can run the business, so that they can tell other people what to believe. Like, it, uh, and those are the certain things that you learn in your life where like absolutely my perspective has been altered over 49 years to come that you come to realize what the world's really like, and it's unfortunate because you really want dreams, you really want to believe that the world can be a great place. The world is a messy fucked up place. There's still some really nice things in it, but yeah, that's unfortunately that's where it goes. They're controlling your perspective and limiting it. We can change our perspective absolutely. So yeah, um and in my life, where I've come to understand the world as it is, I look around and I see the way that other people are viewing the world as it is, and just seeing that these people are hurting these people. They mean it, they don't mean it, I don't know, but like you want to tell people, please be better. And you can say that all you want, but then you draw attention to yourself, and the other people are like, can end up being like, fuck you, and jumping on your case and making your life hell. So that's why I don't really talk too much. That's the reason why I said I live in my van now, because I don't want to live a certain way. I don't deal with people because I want to live my life a certain way. I want to be happy, and I don't want to invite a lot of that negativity and a lot of the hate and a lot of the bullshit into my life because I got enough of that shit going on in my brain where I'm trying to reprogram myself and uh, work on my own shit. Um, and it's just sad to see, that's about the easiest thing I can say. It's sad to see the bad stuff in the world. It's great to see the good stuff in the world. Yeah, obviously. But yeah, so absolutely, my perception has changed a lot. And I've gone from being a Catholic to just a general Christian to being a solitary worshiper where I don't even go to church because it seems like all churches are about are let me tell you these great things to make you feel better. And by the way, give me your money. I don't like that part. I don't like people being like, if you want to go to heaven, give me your money. I don't like that. Like I understand community aspect, and you can come at me. The people actually say we have a community. We're trying to uplift the community. There are programs that we're trying to run to try to help people out. If you can give, that'd be fantastic. Not in order to be a member of this club, you need to give me your money. The dumbs are the worst race. You should try becoming an engineer. No, I've gone from being a Catholic to just a general Christian to being a solitary worshiper. I'll read the Bible and I'll take whatever message I can from that to um being I'm right now I'm just a spiritual guy. I don't even consider religion in any way whatsoever. There are some good messages to get out of the Bible, but then again, it's like any other book. There are good messages to pull out of a lot of books. There's a message that they're trying to send, and in a lot of ways, you end up finding out that history is rewritten by certain people with an agenda. And that could be the history books, that could be school textbooks. School is the same way as churches are, is the same way as everything else is. People want you to know what they want you to know, and there's so many filters. There are so many editors and stuff that want to push you in a certain direction to know these things, and you're not getting the whole story anyways. So you're better off, you know, like having the tools to learn is cool, but some of the information that you're learning is misinformation. Misinformation is not something that's new to the internet. Misinformation is something that people have received forever. Any book um, is misinformation. So everyone has a piece of truth. Yeah, there is some truth. That's the thing. You got to rummage through a lot of shit in order to get that one piece of truth, and that's a shame. But that's life. I think that's what life is trying to filter out. You gotta dig through a lot of bullshit in order to get the little tiny pieces of that's you know dumpster diving. Yep. And it's a shame. I'll go back on the whole um like the whole race thing. It's a shame that I didn't know more about Black history. Like I didn't learn until like what was it like 5 years ago? Less than 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, something like about Tulsa, about like what they call it, uh, Black Wall Street, that sort of thing. Like the whole conflict, the big event of a whole bunch of people killing off like hundreds of folks, uh, like life. I'm trying to like an event so. Africa is ancient, yet we know nothing. Yeah, there's so many things. Like the whole idea, the whole concept of Black History Month is kind of an insult that you're we're going to give you the shortest month of the year to celebrate Black history when it should be like a part of history. Like the fact that most everything that I've learned is white history. It's like that's fucking that's that blows my mind. That I'm like I never learned that in school. I had to be a grown ass man in order to learn about certain things that happened in history the way that it actually happened. Like so much information that like that just blows my mind as a grown ass man that there's so many things about this world that I don't know about just because a group of people decided that I didn't need to know that. And thank goodness for the internet and stuff like that, that some of this stuff can actually come out. But yeah, it's disturbing. Um, yeah, and the whole the lack of exposure to other cultures, the lack of exposure to other lifestyles. Um, until I got older. Just the like to to repress certain things, to stop certain ways of thinking, to stop certain ways of living from being uh, from the knowledge of other people. Um, I could have understood more about what it is to be, uh, to like everyone is the same face to face. Yeah, well, or like to because you mentioned the gays. Um, to be homosexual or bisexual or uh, non-binary and stuff like that. Like a lot of those things come out. You're exposed to those things as jokes rather than like really understanding them. Like the fact that a man could love a man, or a woman could love a woman, or that a man can love two men, or multiple women and men, or multiple people who may not be men or women, or like just the fact of that. Why don't we why didn't we lean into that from the start? That to raise people to understand that individuals are individuals and people like different stuff, and it's not set to A or B. Yeah, like I could have felt like this. I could have felt like this. I could have understood the world a lot better earlier on in my life than right now as a 49-year-old man. I could have like the polyamory, the concept of polyamory. It's supposed to be a man and a woman get married and then they have children, and like just this little tiny fucking box that you have to live your life in this way is the way that I was taught, and there's nothing outside of this. There's nothing outside of this box. Everything else is wrong. It's this or nothing. And to know that I could just like where I am now in my life, I could just love people and that's it. I could just be with people and appreciate people and have these feelings for people, and it doesn't have to be category A or category B. It could just be feel the way that I feel. The fact that I'm coming upon this now in my late 40s, I'll be 50 next year, and I'm just finding about this now that I could just like you could hug a person, and that could be you could just be that. You could get affection from somebody. You could spend time with somebody and appreciate them. Like why I could have had this in my 20s, but in my 20s, everything is wrong. You like to say that you shouldn't have sex. That sex is wrong when it's totally not. That you know because I'm a man, this or because I'm it's just it's fucked up. People should be given an opportunity as soon as they have the ability to, wrong even with yourself. Oh yeah, to love yourself. I don't know if that's what you meant, but um, yeah, to feel good. No, it's wrong. You're going to hell because you're feeling good. What's wrong with you? I'm only gay with myself. I'm not gay with myself. I am not my type. I'm not into me very much. I've never been into me, really. Well, I can't say that. Sometimes, and actually, no. I'm sorry. Let me correct that because I keep forgetting about this. The thing that I learned about there are to admit to yourself that sometimes you got it going on. There are sometimes you look in the mirror and you're like, all right, I'm digging this. Like that's you looking at yourself and finding yourself appealing. If I my hair is a certain way and my beard is a certain way and I clean up and I try to dress nice. You're not dressing nice because of what somebody else thinks. You're dressing nice according to what you want. So in a certain way, you're you're creating your appearance to be based on your uh, appealing to yourself. So being honest. Uh, so there is that sort of thing. I could clean up, all right, but it's not really about me being my type, anyways. Uh, yeah, being human is being alive, being a person, and realizing everything the way that it is. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a revelation every day. There's always something new that you're like, holy shit, wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't even think of that. Never considered that way. Like you can change your perception of reality almost every day. And that's become the thing that's keeping me alive now is that even though I may not be happy with me, I'm happier with me than I used to be. By followers and viewers on whatever. That must be censored. Um yeah. So anyways, there's that. This is the reason why I like live streaming because it gives me the opportunity to ramble and work through a lot of the stuff that I have going on in my head. I usually I only charge $5 to be blunt. Um I don't talk like this because not a lot of people give me the opportunity to talk like this. There's a lot going on in my brain, and for the most part, I'm very quiet. I keep it to myself, and I watch videos, and I don't talk, and I just watch. I'm like I don't have conversations with people very much. But getting on here and be able to vent, be able to get stuff out, and actually use my brain makes me feel a lot better. So this has always been my therapy. Jumping on here and having somebody actually listen, having a conversation with people. I appreciate that very much. You think out loud. That's refreshing. I do. I do. Well, once you say something, if you think something and then you say it, it's done. And you can actually look at it and be like, no, you know what? Because I do that a lot. I'm like, I take that back. I said that. And now that I think about it, that's not true because, and you start, it's kind of like once it's written on the page kind of a thing. But having this ability to, I say it first. Yeah. I can say something and then either somebody else will or I try to be conscious enough that I catch myself saying certain things. I'm like, wait, that's not necessary. Now that I said that, now that I've processed that, that's not necessarily true, and then I change it. So that's why it's my 18th account. Yeah, that uh, I definitely get something worthwhile from this. There are a lot of people that want to entertain folks, and I used to be one of those people that like I just want to create content to get attention, to get people to watch and be entertained. And I mean, there is sort of that aspect of it still, but the thing more worthwhile than that is actually connecting with people and getting people to come back. When that doesn't happen, there are days when I can get on here and I can be in a certain mood, and people aren't receptive. Uh, I think that I've failed, and so it hurts my feelings, and so I don't want to get on. Or if I'm having a bad time and I think I'm not in a space where I think it's going to be worthwhile to anybody, and I'm just all up in my head and all into my own shit, that I just don't get on. You're exchanging energy, not sucking energy. Right? Yes, yes. That is profound. Excellent. That is, you're exactly right. Exchanging energy. That is exactly right. Yeah. That is much more important to me. The dumbs are modern day panhandlers. Uh, yep, give me coin. Yeah, that's something that I've always wanted to do, or I shouldn't say always wanted to do. Let me correct that. That I found over the past few years I've wanted to do more is get to a point where I'm all set, where I don't need to necessarily go out and work at a job. And I'm kind of getting there at that point. I want to have enough money in my life to earn. I want to earn my keep. I want to be able to make enough money that I don't have to worry about going out and working necessarily. That I'm kind of set in that respect, so that I could go out on one day and find a corner where people panhandle and sit there, get a chair set up and everything, and just have a sign that says, "I don't want anything, just want to say hi," or something to that effect. The message that I want to get across, I don't know how to say it in so few words that I can put it simply on a sign. But I basically want to sit there and just wave at people and just give love to folks, and not don't give me any money. Just I'm just saying hi. You know, like I think of doing that on a nice sunny day or something like that would be fantastic. Uh, I gotta workshop that. I gotta figure out what to put on the sign. Just be like sitting there and just wave hi. I don't want to take anything. I just want to give love. That's it. Maybe that's it. I don't want to take anything. I just want to give love. You are a sociologist. There's a lot of sociology in with me. Yes. Yep. I used to call when I went out and did karaoke uh, in my early 30s. I started getting into karaoke, um, and uh, Aaron, welcome back. The social distancing thing must be hitting you harder than most. Um, no, I don't think so. Uh, I think the timing of it sucks because I love affection, and this whole thing started up like my girlfriend passed away, and I became uh, a loner. I became on my like I'm a person that loves having somebody around, and then up until about what was it 3 years ago, I had somebody in my life that I could always hold on to and hug and hold and touch, and like they were always there by my side if I needed them, and I loved that. I love having the access to somebody to just grab onto and hold and kiss and hug, and that physical affection. I fucking love that, and I needed that in my life all the time, and it was there. But she passed away from cancer, and I started to live on my own, and I tried meeting people and that sort of thing. And, like, that never went really well because I always want something different than the people that I meet want, and so I there's never anybody that would really stick around. It would just be like a moment. So I started to think, like, maybe that's just what my life is from now on, is a moment. You need a deaf wife? No. Um, like, maybe that's what my life is for now. It's just, like, it's not necessarily being in a nice place with a person in like this thing. It's like island to island sort of thing. I'm drifting along, and once in a while, somebody will come along that I'll spend a moment with, a nice moment, and won't that be great? And then I'll move on, and then maybe down the line, some for I don't know, but um, then COVID and the social distancing and the wearing a mask and all that thing. So like in that respect, the idea of like I love affection, I love physical affection and stuff like that too. The fact that that's not something that I have access to, that does kind of suck. You want to fulfill your purpose or find it. So the physical aspect of it, uh, yes, that does suck. But like I I ended up finding out a lot about me in the time that I'm just by myself, where like I'm okay with not talking. I'm okay with just waking up and being. Very rarely do I want to get up and go somewhere and do something. But if I wanted to, I could. Like I'm today, I could do that. Um, if I wanted to go for a nice drive, I can. I just don't want it today because I don't want to spend the gas money. But at some point, I might. I still touch people in Walmart. Um, do I want to fulfill my purpose? I want to. Yeah, I'm still looking to find my purpose. Um, I'm still looking to. I'm still looking to fulfill a legacy. To have that thing. I'm going to say it, and it's going to be bait. I think you're gonna bite on this, but I'm just going to say it. I'm looking to plant my seed. Stop. Don't say it. I'm looking to plant my seed. And I've planted a lot of seeds. Uh, don't do it. Um, but that's the thing, and hope that something grows at some point. You're a good mediator. Thank you. I feel COVID happened basically right after I finished social isolation from cancer treatment, so I've been basically isolated from society since the beginning of 2018. Yeah, and it's like it's not like I need that all the time. Plant a white one, bro. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I said to myself, "You say it, and you're gonna get something back." Um, having this, I'm not gonna have a child. I'm never gonna have kids. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm like it's a safe bet. Um, but I want something left behind, significant left behind. I thought it was going to be with my music, but my band kind of broke up and I lost the passion for it. I thought it was going to be with like podcasting and maybe YouTubing and stuff like that. To become not an influencer, but to become an internet personality. And that still may happen. I don't know. You can't really say that there aren't any 50-year-old, uh, you know, not influencers, but I'm your child. Aaron's my child. I love her so much. Uh, hello, Stephanie. How are you? I have no idea what that is. Um, yeah, I just want something that's going to stick around. Like, I don't have a child that I could teach the facts of life about. So, like, this could be my record. Maybe if I did a YouTube channel or something like that, and I had like actual, like, I don't even know if it sticks around. With so many algorithms and all this shit, I don't know if I can do something that could be put somewhere like people could like be archives that the other people could learn about my shit. I don't think there's any way to avoid that. People are just going to eventually not know anything about me, not give a shit about me. But I feel that my perspective is important. Like I said, my rock is different from their rock. Pokemon replica of you is your only chance, right? Um, so maybe I'm starting to think maybe it doesn't matter if I get left if anything I have is left behind. It's just what I do now. So I can fool myself into thinking that don't worry about that. talk to people now, treat people good now, be you, and put that out for people. And you're only going to care about this until you die. So just do this until you die. You can be the poster boy for a straight white man. I'm not necessarily a straight white man either. I'm me. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I could. For the longest time, I've only loved women. But then again, you start to think about there's non-binary. There's more. There's more to life than just straight and gay or straight and thinking very similar thoughts recently. Yeah, like there's so many. There's a whole spectrum. Oh no, you're an incel. What? I'm an incel. That word doesn't register with me. That has no meaning to me whatsoever. Incel is involuntarily celibate. Is that still a thing? I don't it's never been a thing for me. Anytime I hear the word incel, the what that definition to me is, what that puts into my brain is a is just the shittiest man out there that is just hate and bitterness because he's not in a relationship. And I am not bitter or hate filled or anything like that. Resentful, yeah, like just that's not me at all, man. If I would, if I have defined myself before, and my definition of myself is basically a hippie that doesn't smoke weed. Everything else is the case. I love tie dye shirts. I'm all about peace and love and loving everybody. I'm all about happiness and like I want to cry with joy and I want to experience things in life. I live in a van. I'm just all cool and chill and mellow. Like I'm just. I think of Elliot Rogers. I have no idea who Elliot Rogers is. Mormon hippie. Mormon? No, that doesn't sound like fun. But no, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, I have never met a man that has attracted me. So I can't say that I'm a straight man because I just haven't met the right guy yet, maybe. Or non-binary or multiple peoples. Like I dig the concept of polyamory. I dig the concept of not just like loving whoever I love, as many people as I love, whoever's receptive to it. Maybe I could have multiple girlfriends. Maybe I could have a boyfriend. So I don't know. Maybe it's not about a man or a woman. Maybe it's just connecting with other parts of your soul, kind of thing. I'd be gay with my clone. I don't think I'd be into me at all. I know too much about me. I'll put it that way. I'm gross. Is that incest? Never mind. That's an interesting thing. I don't think it's incest if you love yourself. He's the incel that killed random girls. Really terrible. Hmm. Yeah, just being so mad and so bitter. Like I am. I feel comfortable. I feel good about myself that I do not fit the definition of an incel. So at least you gave me that. Thank you for giving me that. At least I could say with certainty that I am not an incel. Like I'm the opposite. I love everybody regardless of whether they love me. So like the feminists that say all men are rapists. Yeah, I'm not really fond of bold generalizations, locking everybody to one. Women are like this. Oh my god, men are like I'm not a big fan of that. Behaviors. Yeah. Yep. So that sun's really coming down. Like I put a pillow, so I have one of my bed pillows covering uh my knee, and I can feel the sun is like roasting my pillow now. So like it smells like it's been in the dryer. Better than cooking my meat. Hmm. So what am I gonna do today? I think I want to go see a movie, but there's really not anything coming up. I'd tell you a rape joke, but I don't want to force it on you. Yikes. Uh, the good movies aren't gonna come out until next week, so I can't really go see a movie. Ghostbusters Afterlife was fantastic, by the way. I'd recommend it. If anybody out there hasn't seen it, go see it. It's a great movie. I was bawling my eyes out at the end of it. It was fantastic. That's one of the things that I've noticed, at this point in my life, that I cry at movies, which I love. See the new West Side Story. I'm not big on musicals. You totally are, Aaron. The West Side Story. Oh my gosh, that's so you. That's so Aaron. Um, although I don't know. Maybe I'd go see West Side Story. I'll wait till it gets come out. I'm disappointed at movies lately. For the most part, me too. Thank you for saying that. Once in a while, a movie will come out. It's also I've had bad experiences at theaters because there's a specific theater nearby that I go to that's not a great theater, so it's kind of ruined my movie experience. I have to go drive in like about a half hour, 45 minutes, which really shouldn't be a big deal. I found a theater that I kind of like. It's expensive, but I don't give a shit. How often am I going to go to a theater? Um, there's a Cinebar about 45 minutes. Well, okay, AMC is the one nearby, and the production, the quality of their projection, I should say, is not great. Like it reminds me kind of like a drive-in theater. It's a little fuzzy, it's a little dark. You can't really see things, and the sound isn't so great, and it's like kind of an old theater, so they haven't really upgraded it much and stuff. So it's not fantastic. But then I go to this place, Cinnabar, across town, and they have like seating with a menu and stuff like that, and that can get expensive, but it's totally fucking worth it because the seats recline, and the picture is crisp, the sound is great. Like it's worth spending the money to go to a really nice theater. I'd spend 20, 30 bucks at a theater to see a movie. That's fine. As if I get a good movie. People that aren't musical people like West Side Story. I know. I was too quick to say I don't know. I don't really want to see West Side Story. I'd see it, but it's not something I want to go to a theater to get a theatrical experience. I kind of wish I went to a theater to see Hamilton though. Like that would have been cool. But no, the Cinebar is fantastic, and like I said, it's expensive. But hey, you need to go see the new Ghostbusters. I did. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I saw it. It was great. What a fantastic movie! It like if I'm bawling my eyes out, which I was tearing up for sure. And by the end of it, I'm like, I immediately want to see three more of these movies. Like, I want the franchise out of this movie. It was so good. I can't recommend it enough. I was no like it wasn't super funny, but it made me It was a good tribute to Egon. Yeah, I like Regal theaters, but there's none nearby me. I went all the time in Nashville, and they were so nice. Yeah, the this one Cinnabar, it's in the mall on the west side of Knoxville. Like I said, about a half hour, 45 minutes. Um, like I want to make a day of it. I want to go and get a coffee and a cigar and chill out and just relax and enjoy that, and then go see a movie. Like that'd be sweet. Anyways, but the movie theater is fantastic. It's Bubba Bear. What's up, Bub? How you doing, man? Um, but no, my reaction to Ghostbusters Afterlife was it was very moving, very emotional. A couple moments in the movie where it was like, I'm not trying not to give spoilers, but may I join with you? I would like to have a stogie. You absolutely may. Please do. Um, uh, in the climax of the movie, when the music's swelling and people are feeling things, and it's like the hero saves the day, the villain's down, and it's like that celebration sort of feeling, like that sort of like emotional thing, or people connect that. Like I want to cry at movies. If there's a movie that actually moves me to tear up, like tears rolling down my face, and I'm like, oh, this is a great fucking movie. Like absolutely, laugh or cry. Tears would be fantastic. I'll enjoy either one. Can you go to theater without the injection? I'm vaccinated, so I can go to the movies. Oh, was that censored or did you delete that? Your comment disappeared. That's weird. Did all of your comments leave? I can't scroll. Did you get blocked or something? Kathy, my love. They just disappeared all of a sudden. I didn't block them. Did somebody block them? Hello, Kathy. How are you, dear? How is one? One as well. Thank you. And how is one? I was in tears. Yeah, that's a good feeling when you go to a movie. Like, I'm really, it's surprising. Like, it feels really good to just tear up and be like, to be emotional during a movie, to something movie like that. Um, it was weird for me at first because I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I'm just like, oh, bring it. I love it. One is eating Taco Bell right now. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I think I'm parked in front of the Chinese restaurant that I go to sometimes. I just haven't been in there yet. I've been here for about maybe hour and a half, 2 hours talking and stuff. Really, it's just surprising. Like it feels really good to just tear up and be emotional during Green Mile. All right, so I have not seen Green Mile yet, and I wish there was a way that you could see certain movies in the theater. Like that would be, it would be nice to pick whatever movie you want. Like to if you can get a theater and watch whatever movie you want with the whole deal. There is a no. I know that you can like on streaming and stuff like that. I'm like I really want. Think I'm going to DM you. Please do. I went to the movies yesterday. Sweet. What'd you see? I want there to be a way that that movies that theaters were more accessible, so you could watch certain movies on demand. I like to have them re-show certain movies. It would be fantastic. In the theater, big sound, the popcorn, all that shit. I love the theater experience, and it's been a long time since. Not I shouldn't say that. It has been a long time, but very rarely do I get a chance to um to experience that. uh, big movie feel. Go to the theater, you sit down, the sound's playing, you're just immersed in the movie, and I need more of that. Saw an old movie called Golden Pond. On Golden Pond, yeah. 40th. Oh, and if there's any fans out there, I'm sorry, but I just hate Frozen. I saw an old movie called On Golden Pond, 40th anniversary showing. Okay, so I was born and raised in Belmont and Laconia, New Hampshire. That's the Lakes region area of New Hampshire. And Holderness, New Hampshire, which is about a half hour away, which I've been to, the Squam Lake, Big Squam, Little Squam, is where they shot On Golden Pond. I haven't been to the cabin, but I've driven by the, um, I've heard the loons that where they were, that rock formation where I forget if it was Norman driving or Norman looking down at the rocks and stuff like that, but where they were navigating this rocky area. I've seen that particular spot where they filmed that. Yeah, that's my backyard for crying out loud. Such an underrated movie, such a beautiful love story it is. There's a guy that has business where he rents out a large private theater and they play any movie they want for your party. It's really cool. Nice. The loons, Nom and the loons. Ah, you want to shuck fish? Oh, Nom and that. A few days, I'm actually about to go to the house where they shot Psycho. Nice. How's life today? Hey, what's going on? I'm doing all right. How you doing? Super Jensen. Da, 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 da. Norman, you old poop. Ethel Thayer. Sounds like you have a list. Ethel Thayer. All is good, just working, chilling, trying to move up in the world. Same old. I got you. Best of luck to you in whatever you wish to do. Kid was driving, Norman was on the top navigating. That's right. And he fell over and he busted his head. You do a great Katharine Hepburn. I love Katharine Hepburn. Movie The Navigator, where Kate Blanchett plays Kate Hepburn. I totally am in love. Like, severely, I want Kate Blanchett playing Kate Hepburn. I want that woman. That woman is just, oh, she does such a great job, great energy, and like she was hot. Hot. Either way, apparently Disney is having a contest. If you win, you get to spend a week at the McAllister's house on Home Alone. Yeah, pass. I started getting into old movies recently. Yeah, me. I've always loved Hollywood. I love the idea of old Hollywood. Like I said, I've watched The Navigator a bunch of times, and I like Rocketeer as well. I dig the whole old Hollywood type of movie. Was it Gangster Squad? And there was a couple other ones. A couple other movies that deal with that old Hollywood thing. Uh, shit. Um, I can't think of the other movies, but I really like that the period type movie of when everyone talked with a mid-Atlantic accent like this. Say, you, give you the business. I love old Hollywood. But I watched a TV the thing on I think it was HBO Max called The Movies that dealt with the different periods of film, and I love film as well. But like it covered old Hollywood, like the introduction of movies, the talkies and stuff like that, and then the studio era, that sort of thing. Like I dig that a lot. I recommend that to anybody. Didn't realize that What's Up Doc with Barbara Streisand was a documentary of my life. Really? The Sting, my favorite Paul Newman movie. Yeah. I like talking with a mid-Atlantic accent. Say, hon, that's swell. I bust into one every once in a while. What? And then a fine, how do you do? I wish I could learn. I wish I knew more of those things. Well, then a fine, how do you do? Listen, you. Say, I ought to bop you right in the kisser. Nothing doing. You want me there? Nothing to. No chance, pal. That's why I call everybody Bub. What's up, bud? Hey, bud. Say, bud. What's the big idea, buddy? Bring that back. Yeah, I want more of that in my life too. Hey, I have a question, Matt. Are you losing? Are you losing nothing to Tom Hanks? What? What? Hey, I have a question, Matt. Are you losing nothing to Tom Hanks? What? I watched Gone with the Wind for the first time this year. Nice. Gone with the Wind is an alright movie. There's a lot of that stuff that's kind of like, are you losing nothing to Tom Hanks' respect? Am I? You mean do I not like Tom Hanks? Did he do something that would cause me to not like him? Oh my God, your Jimmy Stewart impression you did it long. Say, Barry, how'd you like me to get a rope and lasso the moon? Uh, One of my favorite lines is from "It's a Wonderful Life." Oh, why don't you stop bothering people? I'm sorry. Say, apparently a lot of people are losing respect for Tom Hanks. I don't know why they are, but a lot of people are saying that he had someone murdered, which I don't think is not possible. But if it is, I'm sorry. Tom Hanks might have had someone murdered. I don't believe that's possible. That sounds like rumor, and I'm not subscribing to that at all. Until there's concrete evidence where someone said Tom Hanks killed us, and like I don't know, I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's true. Is it possible? It's possible. I don't think it's true because you really don't know people. But I'm gonna say I don't believe it's true. I can love It's a Wonderful Life. It's a good movie. Yeah, I don't believe it either, but a lot of people are trying to say this guy was about to do a documentary about how evil he is, and 2 days later he gets killed or dies, and they're blaming on Tom Hanks. No, that doesn't sound right. When just hearing it, you saying, but a lot of people are trying to say, like, I don't think a lot of people. And it's like it doesn't. That doesn't hold. That doesn't hold any water. I don't. The question of validity. By the way, me, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Say, Clarence, why don't you fuck up? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Jimmy Stewart. Swear. I wish I could have heard that. Say, you son of a bitch. Listen, you son of a bitch. Uh, what the hell is wrong with you? Oh, by the way, I've been working on Jim Carrey's The Grinch impression. I'll show it to you. All right. Fuck off, Mr. Potter, you old bastard. Balloons, Matthew, balloons. Listen, Mr. Potter, you old piece of shit. Oh, why don't you stop bothering people, asshole? That's fantastic. Mr. Potter, you old son of a bitch. Maybe that's a new thing I'll do. Maybe I'll start telling people off with impressions. Oh, why don't you just go fuck yourself? I can't do it. Oh, why don't you just go and fuck yourself? Yo, dumbass. That's great. Uh, oh, good stuff. Good stuff. The Luna. Seriously, have you seen The Aviator? Like, I would recommend that movie to folks just for the fact of seeing Kate Blanchett as Kate Hepburn. Like, I want to see Kate Blanchett play Kate Hepburn in other Kate Hepburn movies. Like, redo a lot of her older films with her. Mm. Uh, I'll use an old word that I finally. I would embrace this word. I am definitely a simp for Kate Blanchett. Her as, in fact, so there's something about Kate Blanchett. I think she's got a naughty side to her. She's got kind of a king side to her. I think that like intrigues me very much because she was Hela in Thor Ragnarok, and her as Hela, the dark hair and the whole goth Kate Blanchett. Oh, feelings. Someone made an edit of a wheelchair on fire going down Beaver Falls, and the narrator going, "That's Mr. Potter, the meanest man in town." Oh, not good. Um, yeah, makes a man want to go watch clips of goth Kate Blanchett. All right, well, I'm gonna split because I'm gonna go get because I'm gonna go watch some clips of Kate Hepburn. No, Kate Blanchett or Kate Hepburn because she was pretty hot back in the day as well. Now I'm gonna go grab me some lunch, and I'm gonna figure out what the hell I'm gonna do today. I want to do something. This is a rare occasion where I'm like, I want to go. I want to go see a movie. I want to go sit in a theater and watch something. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll go see a movie I don't want to see. I might do that. If there's a movie out there that I'm even slightly interested in, I may go just to see it. But enjoy your day, everyone. I love you all very much. Um, hope you have a nice week this week. I don't know as always when I'm going to be on next, but if you see me tomorrow, that means I'm starting to have a pretty good week, I think. Um, but yeah, I love you all very much. Enjoy your day. Know that you are loved, and I appreciate you guys so much. I'll talk to y'all soon. Maybe I'll go see West Side Story. Maybe, I don't know. Could like it's a possibility. But love you. Love you. Bye.